This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Police seek assistance identifying body of man killed in crash. The police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the body of a man who was killed in a motor vehicle accident at the intersection of Trafalgar Road and Braemar Avenue in New Kingston on Wednesday, September 15. The body is of dark complexion, slim built, about 5 feet 7 inches long, and sports a dreadlocks hairstyle. It was clad in a black t-shirt and black pants. The police said that about 7:45 p.m., a Mitsubishi L200 motor truck was traveling towards Lady Musgrave Road when a pedestrian allegedly walked into the path of the vehicle and was hit. The police were called and the pedestrian was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Anyone who may be able to identify the deceased is being asked to contact the Papine Police at 876-927-2047, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 13 held for questioning in Spanish Town raid, 2 vests and ammo seized. 13 men were taken into custody following a 5-hour police operation in a section of Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Saturday. 2 ballistic vests with Jamaica Constabulary Force insignia, along with 3 12-gauge cartridges, were also seized in the raid, police sources told the news. The targeted operation started about 5:30 a.m. and took place in and around the St. John's Road area of the old capital. Police sources said 3 of the men were identified as persons of interest, while another male from the group was identified as being wanted for several shootings. The men are still being questioned. The police said they are also investigating claims that gang members wearing uniforms with what appears to be JCF insignia would have carried out attacks in the volatile area in recent weeks. Checks are also being made on the regulation numbers found on the ballistic vest to see if they are authentic. Clarendon cops clamp down. Over a 2-day period, more than 100 people felt the burn of the Clarendon Police's efforts to ensure the laws are obeyed. Those allegedly flouting traffic rules and failing to obey the Disaster Risk Management Act were either ticketed or charged. More than 80 traffic tickets were handed out on Tuesday, and the cops are back on the roads on Wednesday. Deputy Superintendent of Police Anton Cardozo, operations officer in the Clarendon Police Division, told the news that the cops up checkpoints along some of the major thoroughfares in the parish to ensure that motorists were complying with the road rules. Several persons were found wanting, and as a result, 83 tickets were issued for various breaches of the Road Traffic Act, said Cardozo. He added that there were also police raids carried out in Canaan Heights and along the Chapeltown Road. 21 persons were charged for breaches under the Disaster Risk Management Act, he said of those operations. We just want to remind the public that these laws are there to protect us. It is not our intention to arrest and charge anyone, but if you fail to comply, we will be forced to take the necessary action, Cardozo warned. Father recalls final conversation with 5-year-old before her death in New Haven. The date, Thursday, October 7, will go down as the worst day in the life of 43-year-old Michael Summon. Summon, a resident of St. Andrews, said the date marks the unfortunate period that his 5-year-old daughter Danique was murdered by criminals in New Haven, St. Andrew. Police report that the child was sleeping in her bed when she was shot by gunmen trading bullets in the streets of her community. Family members report that the young princess was killed just a few weeks before her birthday. Right now, I can't even find words to explain how I feel, the father said, while disclosing that he was planning a major surprise for his daughter's special day. He fought hard to hold back the tears as he recalled the tragedy. The father said just a few hours before she was killed, his daughter had called him asking if it was okay for her to come and stay with him until the following day. The father, who lives in a neighboring community, said he told Danique that it was a bit late for him to come for her. She called me and asked, "Daddy, can I come and stay with you until tomorrow?" said the obviously distraught father. The senior summons said he told her at about 7 p.m. that it was too late to come for her. The father said a few hours after the conversation, he could not stop thinking about his daughter, and as a result, he took up his bicycle and rode to her home about 9 p.m. just to speak with her and to reassure her that she would see him the following day. The father said he was told that she was sleeping, so he returned home, but little did he know this would have been the last time he would have had the chance to interact with his daughter, as a few hours later, death would come stalking. The father said he returned home only to receive a phone call at about 1:30 a.m. that his daughter got shot and that she had died. Someone said that was when his whole world came crashing in. On Friday, the father stood for hours along the side of the road in New Haven, staring in the distance. The tears rolled, showing his face as he fought hard not to break down. Last Friday, the Minister of National Security, Horace Chang, and other members of his ministry visited the Duhaney Park Police Station and the New Haven community where the child was killed. The visit, however, did nothing to quell the anger of residents who said the death of the 5-year-old has left the community numb and in fear. Parish judge defends hefty mask fines. Chief Parish Court Judge Chester Crooks has defended the hefty fines imposed on persons who were found guilty of failing to wear a mask in public, arguing that a strong message must be sent. Recently, there was a public uproar after a St. Thomas Parish Court judge fined dozens of persons $200,000 or 30 days in prison for contravening the law by not wearing a mask in public. Since then, many persons have criticized the heavy fines as well as expressed concerns about the disparity in the sentences handed down by the courts for the offense. A person who is brought to court under the Disaster Risk Management Act and convicted before a parish court is liable to a maximum fine of $1 million or to imprisonment not exceeding 1 year. Speaking at a virtual forum put on by the judiciary yesterday, Crooks, while acknowledging that there is a disparity in the sentences, said judges are guided by the law. Further, he stressed that each judge has to address the issue based on what is happening in their locale. In some parishes, the compliance with the RMA is higher than others. St. Thomas, for instance, has had a particular challenge there. What happened in St. Thomas the other day, the record was not entirely clear, but the next day, based on reports we got, there was not one person walking around in St. Thomas without a mask, and the people who are coming out and saying, "Boy, harsh and the fines are too high," and so on, they are missing the point, Crooks said. Noting that he has had to shame persons into compliance, the chief parish court judge said many persons are suffering financially as a result of the pandemic, and persons who wear masks are not just saving their own lives, but are protecting the lives of others. So well-meaning persons or social justice warriors, they have to make the point that wearing the mask is your responsibility, it's your personal feelings and the constitutional rights aside, he said. At the same time, Crooks said judges have been exercising leniency in imposing fines. But he said he has noticed specifically at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court that despite the leniency and attempts to shame offenders into complying, the numbers continue to increase. Added to that, he said he has learned that party organizers are now factoring the cost of fines into their planning as they have to eat a food. So again, a message has to be sent, and the reporting was not entirely accurate, but the message was sent and received, Crooks declared. In the meantime, Chief Justice Brian Sykes said if persons disagree with the fines imposed by parish court judges, they have the option to bring an appeal, and the Court of Appeal can determine the appropriate sentence under the DRMA. New sports plane launched in Jamaica, special offer for the vaccinated. Jamaicans can now access the island's newest attraction and method of transport, the ultralight sports plane. The disclosure was made by Minister of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague, who launched the new class of planes on Friday. I took my first flight of this class of plane on October 8, 2021 at the Ian Fleming International Airport in Boscobel, St. Mary, Montague wrote on Instagram. He posted 3 photographs of himself on the ultralight sports plane while it was still grounded. "It was great, you need to try it," Montague said. And as a reward to Jamaicans who have been vaccinated against COVID-19, the minister said they will access free flights on that plane soon. Free flights will be available to the vaccinated for 30 days. More details soon, wrote Montague, who is also the Member of Parliament for Western St. Mary. He asked several of his Instagram followers whether they would be interested to fly on the new aircraft. "No, LOL, me afraid," one person responded. Added another, "Nope, no sir, not I." However, one brave woman affirmed that she was ready to embark on a flight on the aircraft. "I want to try," she told the minister. Kingston man missing. 35-year-old Courtney Bethune of Melbrook Heights, Harborview, Kingston 17, has been missing since Friday, October 8. He is of dark complexion, stout build, and about 173 centimeters or 5 feet 8 inches tall, and has tattoos, with one located to the top of his left palm. Reports from the Harborview police are that about 3 p.m., Courtney was last seen at home wearing black Air Force sneakers, black jeans pants, and a black t-shirt. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Courtney Bethune is being asked to contact the Harborview police at 876-928-6001, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.